And we're joined now by Tomika Miller. She's Rayshard Brooks' widow, and she's joined by her attorney, Chris Stewart. I want to say good morning to both of you. And Ms. Miller, with our condolences, I can't imagine what you've gone through. 4 days ago, you learned that your husband was killed. Now, today, the officers involved will face charges. One of them, the one that fired the weapon, faces charges that could bring the death penalty. How do you feel about what's happened? How do you feel about these charges?
Everything is just pretty much breathtaking. I don't know how things will go from here, but I'm just praying that everything will go through as God will. It's just very emotional. Father's Day is coming up, and all I can keep thinking about is my husband won't be here. No matter how many charges they face, it's not going to bring them back. It's not going to be a day where I see him walk through the door or he's laughing with his kids again or he's trying to do his best in life and become the best man he wants to be for his family. So I'm glad about the charges, but I want to see them go through.
Mr. Stewart, as I turn to you, there were some really disturbing facts revealed by the district attorney yesterday about the way that Mr. Brooks was treated after the shooting, according to the district attorney, who said that that he wasn't given aid after 2 minutes, which is something the officers are now denying, that Mr. Brooks was kicked, that one of the officers said, "I got him," the one that fired the weapon. That's according to the prosecutors. How does this impact the case?
Yeah, just watch the video. I mean, if the district attorney had taken 2 years to come to this conclusion, the union and these officers' lawyers still would have said it was a rush to judgment and that it was wrong. You just can't win if you try and charge a police officer. So it doesn't matter. They're wrong, and they're going to have to go through the criminal justice system. So we're just going to wait and let it play out and hope that we finally get justice for Rayshard.
Mr. Stewart, I should mention, because the legal team for Officer Rolfs, who is the one who fired his weapon, put out a statement saying that Mr. Brooks violently attacked 2 officers, disarmed one of them by taking his taser. And he said, when Mr. Brooks turned and pointed an object at Officer Rolfs, any officer would have reasonably believed that he intended to disarm, disable, or seriously injure him. What do you say to that defense?
I say that
I think we unfortunately I still have Ms. Miller with me. And I guess I can ask you the question, Ms. Miller, what you think about what the officers are saying about their defense of what's happened here. How do you see this interaction?
I mean, I just feel it's ridiculous. It's still unjustified, regardless of how they feel. It's unjustified. The distance of him running away, it should have never went to that. You know, it should have never even gotten to the point of him having to feel like he had to defend himself. He was never told why he was being arrested. So for them to try to defend and justify their actions is ridiculous to me. It really is.
And I think we have, and I want to get your lawyer's opinion on it as well, because this is likely, Mr. Stewart, where the legal case is going. Yeah, and I wanted to give you a chance to respond to what the police officers are saying on their own behalf. What is your response to that?
Yeah, the shot actually took place as Mr. Brooks had turned back around and was running 18 feet away, as the district attorney said. A taser is a non-lethal weapon. So when it's used on victims all the time, the defense is the opposite. The defense is it's a non-lethal weapon. It's not life-threatening. It's used and trained to be used in these situations. So you can't have it both ways. So is it non-lethal or is it lethal? So I understand the defenses. I understand that people are upset that an officer was finally charged for once. But think about how upset all of the victims are when this never happens. So let's just be fair and look at both sides and let the process play out. Justice comes to both sides. For once, it's coming to the victim.
And Ms. Miller, I wanted to just ask you a simple question, because you mentioned Father's Day's coming up. You've got 4 kids. One just had her 8th birthday on the day that her dad died. Just how are you doing? How are the kids doing?
I have my up and down moments. I can't say I'm doing well because I'm not. It's hard for me to sleep. Every day I'm praying. I'm praying to get through it. I'm praying for strength. I wake up and my daughter's crying, and she's crying out for her dad, the little one. It's not just the 8-year-old. I have other children who are mourning for their dad, and they miss him dearly. So I wish that I could say I'm doing well, but I'm not.
Well, it's an honest answer, and it's an understandable one given everything that's gone on. Ms. Miller, thank you for your time. Mr. Stewart, to you as well. We appreciate you joining us and sharing your perspective.